What do you see? Becomes a personality. I know your anger. I know your dreams. I did everything you wanna be. Oh, I becomes a personality.
Oh, wow.
Good evening, everyone. Off the Ropes, episode 29, Summerslam preview show. It's your boy Bret 20 here, alongside Big Oos, Kyle Owens, Dirt Sheet Brandon, and I believe in Joe Hendry. Swaggy Witt's
I
back.
believe in Joe Hendrick.
Man, how's everyone doing? Been a while since you've been on with us, Swaggy. How's everything going up there in the DF Dub?
Oh man, I've been swamped with just like all kind of media stuff. That's why I ain't been with you guys in a while. Football is coming back, so it's about to be hectic, man. I'm excited, looking forward to playing you guys, y'all East Texas friends in week 3 in Longview Pine Tree. So I advise y'all to try to come to that game if y'all can.
Well, it's not just that one, Swaggy. We got the Van Vandals are opening the season.
Yeah, Van open. You're right. We got Van open the season.
Wait. That's probably a DFW team, Kyle. According to the professor, Van's probably DFW. So maybe that's a DFW.
Yeah,
DFW.
According to him, DFW. Van, not East Texas.
Yeah. Listen, anything can be East Texas.
And we will hopefully get the professor on with us as we continue on in our show tonight. But man, wrestling's hot right now, guys. I was going back and looking, and about a year ago, this was flipped. I mean, to me, WWE is just. I'm ready to tune in. I'm even believing in Joe Hendry. I'm even tuning into some NXT these days. I'm a couple of weeks behind AEW. I've kind of slacking there. I got to get caught up with the Olympics going on and all that. I've got so much to watch right now. It's just kind of hard to get it all in. Man, what do you guys like right now going on in wrestling? Is there anything that pops out with you guys? We'll start with off the topic. We'll talk about a few things. I didn't really have anything planned. I figured I'd let you guys just kind of talk about what you are liking right now.
For me, on the AEW subject, I got to give the hats off to Will Ospreay and MJF feud. That's been pretty enticing. That match was just like, unbelievably good. That match was great. I also had a chance to catch the. I didn't watch the pay-per-view that much. I just watched the last match. The what is the match called, Brandon? Is it like the WWE one with its two rings?
Oh, Blood and Guts.
Yeah, I watched that, and man, that match was fire. But yeah, it was fire to me. I loved it. But other than that, like you said, Bret, WWE been cooking. I mean, that bloodline situation. I think we all waiting on that one thing to happen. I know I'm waiting on Randy Orton, the real Randy Orton, to show up. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but sorry, Cal, he gonna turn on Kevin at some point.
Listen, leave my Uncle Kevin out of this. All right. Listen, he doesn't need to be involved. But I'm with you, Swaggy. I mean, there's some good stuff going on AEW though. Like you said, Ospreay and MJF, they're cooking up a good feud. You got Swerve and Hangman that are still hanging around each other. And then on the ladies' side, the turn that Mariah May just had on Toni Storm was phenomenal. I mean, that was great. So Dr. Britt Baker's back, DMD. So I think we see Jamie Hayter return at All In. So I think they got AEW's. They're not on the level WWE is, and they're not as hot as they were even a couple months ago. I would say WWE is definitely hotter, but for as much as I crap on the AEW not having stories, I need to point out when I'm enjoying the stories too. So there are some good stories going on AEW, but WWE is absolutely on fire right now, and it's almost like they can do no wrong.
Is it close to Money Night Wars? Is it like as far as both promotions being really good right now? I mean,
no.
How long has it been since we've had? I'm just saying it in a long time since that period was over and WCW got bought out. I mean, I can't remember having two wrestling promotions both being where I wanted to watch both of them. I mean,
right, well,
I know
we were close. We were closer to that a couple of years ago with AEW. AEW's,
but WWE at that time was.
But it was still the WWE, like, and now WWE's went to a higher level and AEW's dropped from their level. If AEW was still at their level they were a couple of years ago, and like then it'd be, but it's hard for them to get at the same level at the same time. But it would be nice. But
speaking of that, did y'all see the rumors about Shane McMahon meeting with AEW?
Yeah, I was about to bring that up, but yeah.
I mean,
what about it? I didn't see it.
He met with Tony Khan. I mean, they've been talking about it for a while, but they had a meeting, and I mean, it sounds like he will be in AEW soon. It'll be interesting to see what capacity. Like how are they going to use him? Is he going to be with the Elite? Is he going to be again? But it's going to be somehow tied in with the Elite. He's either going to be with them or against them, you would think. And
that's going to be crazy.
And is he going to be on TV a lot, or is it just a couple one-offs, or is he going to wrestle? How are we going to see Shane McMahon? That's the big thing.
I mean, if Tony's smart, listen. I said this. I think last time we talked. I don't want to see a McMahon anywhere near AEW. I think it needs to be like the whole reason you started AEW was to be the alternative to McMahon and WWE, and then to bring a McMahon in seems like the ultimate hypocrisy to me. But I do think Tony could utilize Shane because he is a McMahon. He knows how the wrestling business should be run. He can help Tony get some fans back, get the attendance numbers up. I do think it's going to be a quick pop because it's immediately the moment Shane McMahon debuts on AEW, it's going to get hit after hit online. It's going to bring attention to AEW, good attention to AEW instead of negative attention. So I think Tony will use it. To me, it seems like he's going back on everything that he built AEW for.
Well, Kyle,
I think
with you.
I agree.
He's kind of been exiled though, so I don't really consider him.
I think Shane's part of the exception.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a McMahon though. Like I mean, I get he's been from WWE. I get that, but he still has a McMahon name.
But he would be a lot different than them bringing Vince or Stephanie.
Oh, 100%. Out of those three McMahons, he's definitely the least hostile, I guess. The least one.
He adds when he's doing certain things, he adds value.
I have a question for y'all. What do y'all think about the learning tree? Do y'all like it?
Oh,
hate it.
I hate it.
Hi guys.
So bad.
I hate it. Oh my god,
Just,
I miss Judas. I miss that coming out. I be looking. I be like, oh my god, what is this music? Like Jericho, really? Like I hate
well,
it. I miss the Jericho Appreciation Society. I missed all that.
they had to do that. You're never going to have a heel Jericho with the Judas song probably ever again, just because it's so over. Like he can do an immediate face turn. All he's got to do is switch his music. I mean, it's
Yeah,
I don't even know if a music change would help Jericho at this point. Like the learning tree gimmick is terrible.
well, I mean,
but
it
yeah,
would be
Bret.
if he's going away from that if he switches his
To
music.
go back on
I would
your
think.
to go back on your original question, it's not close. Not right now. It's clearly WWE like way in front of that line right now. There's no Monday Night Wars, no. But it'd be very interested if AEW added a Monday night show. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
If you
The
move
ratings are
Dynamite,
already bad.
you move Dynamite to Monday night.
Well, the only
Now
thing
that
is, they've already said that Raw might not be on Monday nights much longer when they go to Netflix. They might move to a different night. So
now let's say this
I mean,
though. When Raw get to Netflix, that's gonna be a game changer. Because I read what Triple H said, it's gonna be 100% uncensored.
which with what they've been doing, especially on Fox right now, it gets ridiculous. Like I get it, but like because you can't control what the fans say, and it just, I mean, they don't just like, I mean, they're like blacking the screen out, so you're missing.
Yeah.
And it's run some big, like when Solo and the Bloodline took out Paul Heyman, kind of ruined that moment, and some other things. It's ruined, and I get it because you can't control what the fans say, and their signs they're holding up and stuff and different things. But when you're blacking out the screen and muting it for a long time, it kind of runs.
Yes. I agree. When you hear that you effed up, they go you.
And SmackDown's still going to be on a SmackDown's still going to be on a major. If it's not on Fox, it's going to be on US. It's not going to Netflix, so you're not going to have consistency there.
And we'll see.
But Fox is ridiculous. Like it's one thing to drop the audio and just drop, and
That's
that's
the black
fine.
screen.
I get that. But to black out the entire screen and drop the audio, that's ridiculous. And I will say, yes, Fox goes overboard with it. And I'll be glad when SmackDown moves to USA because at least USA doesn't black out the screen. Yes, they drop the audio, but which is fine. I get that. But don't black out the screen. That's just dumb. And half the time they do it, it's for stuff that we don't even see. It's like a sign in the crowd that's 10 rows back that somebody in the truck saw, and they black out the screen.
Well, depending on the Netflix deal goes, Kyle, we may have, SmackDown, and the next time around, it might move there as well if it goes well for WWE. I mean, I could see where they move a lot of their stuff over to it, and even have right now they've got the Peacock deal. I don't know how long that goes till, but they could, honestly move everything over there if they wanted to. Just have one spot. Now, what I would be interested in see if they go with SmackDown being the kid-friendly more version, and then having Netflix the more adult. Like now you've got both. They've always talked about, they were, at one point it was everything goes on US. I remember back in the day it was everything. You didn't know what was going to happen. And now that they kind of went back to a kid-friendly, all that. So you could have two versions of shows. You could have in tune more for the adults, and you could have one kind of for the kids. They could go that route too. It'll be interesting to see how different the shows are. It seems like you've got the Wyatt 6 right now on Raw, which is a pretty more of I'd say adult. They could do more with it if they if it wasn't on regular TV. Of course, they shot a guy on TV, and that was okay. So. And then he came back the next week. So, who knows? But I'll be interested to see. I just think for me, the question was really pointed as I like both products right now. Like I think even when AEW came, WWE was just to me I was ever looking forward to it. It was kind of before the Bloodline story. Now it's gotten better, but I know AEW is not there. But I could tune into both shows and enjoy them. I think that was the main thing right now. You have a alternative that's a good product. You know, we talked about when AEW came on, we trashed WWE for the longest. And you guys we go back and watch, and it was AEW. Now at least, even if AEW we kind of downplay the storylines aren't as good sometimes, but you're getting a match. You're going to get a good match and be entertained as far as the match goes, no matter what. The storylines kind of go up and down. They've got some good ones going right now, like you guys mentioned earlier. But I'm excited for where everything's headed. You know, when both of them are trying to beat the other one, and there's competition, it makes you have to up your game. And Triple H has done a really good job. I know they punched the new era, but it really has been. I mean, it's been a total change. And some of the things that I've noticed, like they come from these little they have the vignettes where they come to the ring and they come from behind and they follow them out to the stage. They go to
I was just gonna say that.
They go to commercial break and they give their little graphic thing of who's in the ring. Just little bitty things that I think are cool additions to what WWE has done. And you can just see those little things that are different. I'm sure that was stuff that, never would have been allowed previous regime.
I remember it got so bad. Y'all remember this? It got so bad at one point they stopped pyro. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
That's how bad it got. Like they stopped pyro, and I was just like, okay, this just don't feel right. Like that's how bad it was getting at some point. When you stopped pyro, it was like you said, commercial break, wrestlers in the ring, and you're like, wait a minute, no entrance music. So you're right. I feel like he brought it back full circle. Did you guys get a chance to catch that behind the curtains WrestleMania?
Yeah,
you haven't caught Brandon. You ain't saw it?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
It's really good,
dude. You will love it.
Oh yeah, I will watch. Like I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen enough. Like I knew, but yeah, I'll plan to watch the whole thing. I just haven't.
Have you seen it, Cal?
Yeah, I saw it. It was good. Don't get me wrong, but I was expecting more too. Like it wasn't.
Me too.
I thought they were going to dive deeper into things, and they just kind of touched surface level on a bunch of things, and then just kind of gave you the story that we already knew. Like we already knew that Rock wanted to do this one thing. The fans said no, so they had to pivot. Like we knew all that. Like show me the details of, because all that stuff, I think, truthfully, I think they did a lot of it. That documentary was a lot to make The Rock look better than he probably came off in the situation. Like I think they made him. It was a publicity stunt to make The Rock look better, to get some good publicity back to Rock from him, doing everything he did with Cody. So I don't know. It was good though. It's interesting. It's entertaining. It was fun to watch, but I was expecting more from him.
Have y'all seen the Mark Henry A&E? Carter's Carter assistant coach Brandon Lewis. He's a Rick wrestling fan also. He told me that was good. I got to go back and catch that.
I've heard the best one recently was the Miz one. I want to watch that one.
Oh, he told me that one. So he said, man, after he saw he got a lot of respect for the Miz after he saw that. He said the Miz was real good. So I have to see that one too. I ain't saw that one either. I think the last one I saw was Roman Reigns.
Well,
that one had me crying a little bit about his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into this card, guys. SummerSlam's here. It's been a really good build. I mean, all these matches, there's some of these that have been building for months and months and months. I'm really excited about this card in general. We'll start here from the bottom. What I've got here, we got Intercontinental Championship match between Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Now, we kind of scratched our heads at the last pay-per-view on they built up Braun Breaker to beat him down. Now, to me, there's no way you beat him again, right? I mean, I'm going with Braun Breaker. I think that it's got to be his time now, right? I mean, you prove Sami Zayn can beat him. I mean, you're trying to push a new star. Sami doesn't need the belt. There could be other plans for Sami at some point. Maybe he joins in the fight with the Bloodline or something. He returns and and helps his old comrades again. I don't know if he does, but who knows? But I think it's Braun Breaker's time. I like Braun. I'm interested to see what they do with him going forward. But man, they have let him. He's going to be one that really takes advantage of the Netflix era. Like they could do some really cool stuff with him. He's just a beast. The tattoo on his arm reminds me of the old Goldberg tattoo. Guys, the kind of the barbed wire look. And that's kind of, I mean, he's got the spear. It's kind of his move. But I'm gonna go with Breaker though, guys. I don't know if you guys agree, but you beat him with Sammy twice, just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think Braun wins. And I picked it last time too, and I think this is the time. I kept thinking the way they've been leaning, I thought they were going to turn into a triple threat with him and with Dragunov. But I'm glad they did, and I want to see Breaker beat Sammy 1-on-1, and like we said, they led into it last time, and that was kind of the surprise of the night when Sammy won and the way he won. So it was kind of an abrupt ending. So I'm interested to see how this match goes on Saturday night and kind of where it falls on the card too. I don't know if this will lead off the show, especially if Braun's going to win. But I'm just interested. I'm interested in it and kind of see what they do with Braun, and especially if they put a belt on him. But I'll say he wins it and has a belt, and see where they go from there.
I think I'm going to take. I'm taking Braun Breaker in this one. I think you can't beat him. You've built him up to be this immovable force, an unstoppable force, and then you had him beat by Sammy at Money in the Bank in a wonky way, and then you can't have him go out there and lose again. Plus, like you alluded to, Bret, I think that Sammy's going to be set up with you. You notice that they've gotten Sammy and Jay closer these past couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're taking the belt off Sammy, getting him with Jay to realign the old bloodlines, take on the new bloodline. And so I think in order to do all that, in order to get all that started, Sammy has to drop the belt. So, and it's time to give it to Braun. I mean, I think he will do good things with that. His first feud will probably be with Dragunov, which sign me up. I'm okay with that. I could watch them two wrestle all day. But yeah, I think Braun wins this one.
I agree with you guys. I'm also going Breaker, but with Braun, we know his dad is Rick, but you see a lot of Scott in him, a lot of Big Papa Pump, a lot of it, and he has that charisma to be just like his uncle, and that's why I'm picking Braun. But I'm like you guys, something's cooking. I don't know if it's going to be a Jay Sammy go out to the tag team championships. Or like you said, it's going to be Bloodline versus Bloodline. But something's definitely cooking. I do think it's time for Sammy to lose the belt, just like Brandon said earlier. He don't need it. He don't have no use for it. So I'm definitely going to Breaker on this one. But here's the catch to it. I'm going with Breaker, but he's not going to win clean. He's going to have some help. He's going to have some unlikely help that nobody going to see coming. Look for a Dragunov heel turn to help Breaker.
That would be interesting because I thought they might go with that match next.
Yeah, and Dragunov's kind of a gray area person anyway, where you can't really tell what he is.
I mean, he could.
Yeah,
it could be one of those. I could see Dragunov getting involved in the match because he's been in the middle of this the whole time, and then costing Sammy the match somehow
inadvertently,
and then Breaker wins, and then he kind of takes, like Kyle alluded to, they start their own little feud, and Sammy gets pulled in with Jay and the bloodline.
Yeah, Kyle touched on that about, and that's what I was kind of thinking too, is that Sammy eventually he's gonna be in that bloodline that's at War Games. So.
Well, something, and you just made me think of something too. What I know, we don't want to see a triple threat, but if Dragunov interferes on the match at SummerSlam, then you could set up a triple threat for Bash at Berlin.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't want to see it either, but if Dragunov gets involved, I think that's how he gets involved. If he interferes to set up a triple threat, but I honestly don't see him interfering because it seems, at least on camera, that him and Sammy have mutual respect for each other, and I don't think Dragunov's gonna. But like you said, Swaggy, I mean, that he could be just playing that up and then turn at SummerSlam. I don't know, but it'll be interesting for sure.
I guess for me, because every time, like back in the old wrestling days, even to now, when you always saw a guy get beat up constantly every week, I always be feeling like they setting up for to catch you off guard. So that's why I said that I felt like he beat him for the spot. Then he beat him up. So I just felt like at some point he'll say, you know what, I was gonna join him. So this could be the moment where it happened at SummerSlam. Then again, it could be just a clean match, 1-on-1, and Sammy lose clean. So I'm hoping that would it be.
Yeah, that's why I'd prefer that.
But it got to be some kind of controversy involved.
But, yeah, but I mean, you've built this guy up to be just, I mean, close to a monster. You know, just like he's been. You built him up to be a dominant force. That's why I didn't like why he lost last time to Sammy. And I mean, you got to keep it going. You got to keep us believing that he is this dominant force and just let him steamroll. You know?
I agree.
All right, so Braun Breaker for the sweep here with us.
We don't know what Diggs got yet.
Well, you know, you never know what that guy's going to throw in. I'm sure he'll have his own take on it. We'll definitely let him give his take on it when he.
Yes, I have to hear that.
Next up, United States Championship, Logan Paul versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. Let me talk to you. Man, this guy deserves it more than one. I mean, more than anyone right now. He's never won a title in WWE at this point, and I think it's LA Knight's time. Logan Paul's great, and he's the celebrity, I know, but give it to someone that's a worker that's there every week. I'm sure Logan Paul will find his way into another feud. He can feud with anybody because he's just Logan Paul. I think LA Knight needs this win. This is going to be a big stage for him at SummerSlam. I think he takes the United States Championship home and gets that W.
I go next. Well, let me talk to you.
I want to go last on this one. So I want to see what you're saying.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
All right. The reason why LA Knight will win this match is simple. You gotta remember, Logan Paul. Remember, Jake Paul, his brother, was supposed to fight Mike Tyson in the same month. So the original plan to me, I'm not sure how true it is, but the original plan to me was to at least take Logan with a championship into that match. You know, to give the brothers, a little power. I mean, how would that feel if you got the United States champion in the corner of his brother? Now that match has been scratched, now I think the alternate plan is to give LA Knight the championship. So I think if it wasn't for that fight, I would have definitely took Logan Paul. But with that fight being scratched, I don't see no reason Logan Paul, like you just said, should hang around with a championship when you got worthy wrestlers who's busting their tails every day. So that's why I'm definitely gonna take LA Knight in this one based off of the facts that it's time for Logan to go chill in the sunset again for a while.
I mean, I'm big LA Knight fan. And he's talking about that Logan Paul's a celebrity. Do we forget that LA Knight is the megastar? So it doesn't matter who's the celebrity. LA Knight's the megastar. You're right. I mean, both of you are right. It's long overdue for LA Knight to get him a championship. This has been, in my mind, the plan since Logan Paul got the U.S. championship. Like, it was going to be LA Knight's title. It was just a matter of when. And I think that win is Saturday night. So give me LA Knight. Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
Oh man, I think y'all are right, but
uh-oh.
Well, first look what arrived.
Oh, here you go.
Yesterday.
Oh,
Sell out.
Wow.
Brandon, hold on. Hold on, Brandon. You're holding that up. That means you got our sponsorship deal with your buddy Logan Paul, right?
So, so Swaggy touched on, kind of, but the fight's not, it got pushed back. It's still happening in November. So they're still having it. So, and
please
I had
no,
always
not
thought,
till November. We need some new
No,
blood
I
in
know.
there.
Can't do this. No,
but
no.
the only, okay, and I think I think you're right. I think LA Knight will win, but I'm going to go different and say Logan Paul for a couple of reasons, one other reason. And I don't know if this complains, it's in Cleveland. Like, that's his hometown. Like, I don't know, like, have him lose in Germany or something. But I do think, man, this is tough. I wanted to see what y'all said. I was kind of leaning, I was going to pick LA Knight, even though I want Logan Paul to win, because I'm a big Logan Paul fan. And I'm a big LA Knight fan too. So, like, I'm just I've enjoyed this feud. I'm looking forward to the match and I've also enjoyed this feud because it's been good, but it's been like a United States feud should be. It's been, the fifth or sixth biggest thing on WWE. Sometimes they would make the United States at the center, and it shouldn't be because it's for the United States title. But you got two really charismatic guys, and they could carry, but there's so many other intriguing things going on. That's where we're at right now, which is good. Because a couple of years ago, this probably would have been at the forefront in main eventing every show, and it's led off some shows, and with Solo and them, they're main event every show right now. So, but this has led off some shows, and it's been a big storyline. And these guys have done a great job, and LA Knight probably does, but I'm just to be different, and I'm gonna go with Logan Paul in his hometown. He because he's almost there. Like he's one of the top 3 longest reigning United States champions already now. He's
good point.
He's the longest reigning current champion of any kind right now. They could keep that going, but if he does lose, like, does he go away or what does he do next? So I'm gonna go with Logan Paul just to be different, but I expect y'all to be right. But if this is kind of like a gamble. You got to play the odds. If I'm the only one, I gain one on you. So.
Well, and you're right, Brandon. The buildup. I mean, you look at this card. I mean, honestly, every match has a pretty good build. Like up and down this card, I can't remember the last time in recent memory that every single match. I mean, you've got every one of these is pretty. It's got some kind of story behind it. I mean, you just look at it. It's really ridiculously good story building in this. They built it right to SummerSlam. We have to give.
You also got to factor this in. The card is so stacked and good. You leaving off 2 championship matches for SmackDown Friday.
Yeah, there's no tag matches at all. All the singles belts are being defended. No tag belts.
But honestly, do the tag belts really mean anything for either?
No,
at this point?
no.
Could be a
not at all.
Yeah.
Neither one of them.
Could be a pre-show.
Well, yeah, I would. Well, the only thing right now is kind of intriguing is, because now the bloodline's involved in the tag, the tag stuff. So that's you put a belt on Jacob Fatu, and I'm interested.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's a good point.
Good point.
I forgot they had them. I forgot that they had won the tag titles.
Well, they haven't won them yet. They
haven't won them yet.
They're the number one contenders. They're fighting DIY for them.
They're gonna win the tag titles. So I forgot about that.
Well, that's why you could put put that on the pre-show, and I'd be interested. Like, that'd be a heck of a start to show. They're probably gonna do it on SmackDown and kind of lead into it.
Yeah. Well,
if that match is last on SmackDown, if it's the last match, I expect the Jimmy Uso return to cause them.
Well, the tag title for the women has been kind of interesting. They're building a lot of these little women's groups, which has been kind of interesting. I mean,
do you care about any of these groups?
I know, but
not one.
I'm just thinking about it in general. Like, it's not terrible. They have something going on with them at least. They're not just walking in with them every week, and they've got. I'm intrigued with Shayna's little group.
Trying.
They brought back Damage Control. Now they're kind of feuding. They've got the Caden Carter live. At least they've got these women in doing something. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I know I'm grasping at straws a little bit. There's so much good going on at the top of the card, but at least they've got these lower level mid card feuds going. I mean, it's something.
But you got 2 in the Raw's 3 hours.
Yeah, it's true. But they hadn't had to in the past. They've made us watch through 2 hours of boring and then for 1 hour of good. At least they've got something going on with them.
They've done 100% better job at that.
Yeah. So I know pulling at teeth up there, but you know, at least it's better. I mean, it's worth watching. It's not all bathroom break time every single week.
Well, it is better, and I will say this morning I had to catch up on Raw. I just now finished Raw this morning, and it was easier to skip through those useless matches to get through the show.
Yeah, so. I love it. That's why I love binge watching it, because I can do the same thing you said, Cal. I'd be like, so Zai when them on, skip.
Yeah. I don't necessarily skip the whole match. I'll see this like the entrances, and then I'll skip through it, and I'll go like I know most matches are 8 to 10 minutes, so I'll fast forward like 8 minutes, and then just watch the remainder.
Watch
of the
ending.
I'll see the end.
That's what I do. Yep. So watch the ending. I do the same thing.
But now you don't want to do that as much as you used to.
That's true. That is true. But I still do it on the women's tag matches. I will admit it.
I do too.
Fair enough. I have to watch them. My kiddos love those.
For the women matches.
We got a question. We'll save Derek. Don't worry. We'll get your question when we get to that match here in a minute.
I see it.
All right. So let's go up here. Next up on my list here is the WWE Women's Championship match. Bayley, Nia Jax. There's a lot of intrigue with this. You've got Tiffany with the case right now. She's best buddies with Nia. I don't know that she gets involved yet. I think that's going to come down the pipe later for me. Maybe she does. I just don't expect it right here. I think I've enjoyed Bayley with a title, but I think the irresistible force is going to take it off of her right here, and she's going to become the new champion. And then you have the whole, is Nia going to get turned on by Tiffany? We're going to have that going for a while. I think that's where it's headed. So I'm going with Nia Jax in this one, guys.
You want me to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm kind of waffling on this match too. So I want to see where y'all
see Brandon's strategy. He's trying to see what we pick, and then he's gonna go against it. Really.
That's the good thing about this. That's the good thing about this card is because
it is.
It's not super straightforward. It could be, but I think there's different ways they can go, and that's what we want.
Yeah, if we're all picking
right now. Right now, my phone says 7:44, but right now my hand says it's Tiffy time, because I believe it's gonna happen Saturday night. You got to think about it. Yeah, they've been best buds, but how many times have you seen a Money in the Bank briefcase winner be a best bud with someone and turn on them? So this is exactly what's gonna happen. Two things gonna happen. Nia is gonna finally win the championship.
So that's your pick. Nia's going to win.
Yeah, Nia's going to win the championship. Okay. Tiffany is going to turn on her, hit her with the briefcase, and walk out winner. And that's going to set up the Nia Tiffany, but also they're going to make Tiffany finally do what we've been wanting her to do, make that face turn. So I got Nia winning. Tiffy wins. Big crowd prop. That crowd pop is going to be enough to elevate her into that face turn slowly and slowly. So I got Tiffy time with a Nia win.
I'm a little bit different with that. So I like that they're gonna hold you on the edge of your seat for a while, and then that it's gonna build that momentum, and then when she turns, it's gonna be like boom, huge pop. I think if she does it here, it hasn't had enough time to linger. She's had the briefcase not very long, and Nia hasn't had the belt. I think the longer you have them together and she has the belt every week, is she going to turn? Is she going to turn? Yep. And so I think it's not going to happen. I think they let it go a little bit and let it linger. Like it's what is it? You put it in the crock pot and let it kind of, just kind of cook there for a little bit. And the longer it cooks, it makes it real. What little soft. The meat gets. I think that's what you do. You let it in the crock pot, let it sit there and cook, and then boom, you hit it at some point later down the line. That's my opinion. I mean, you can go with yours. That's why I think they wait, because if it's like they've already ruined the briefcase for the guys, kind of. I mean, they already did that, so you only have one. So I think you don't burn it yet. I think they've got time now to let Nia and Tiffy, continue to be best buddies, and then when that time's going to hit and she's going to take it, and that's when she hits the face turn. She takes out the big bad Nia Jax, and everyone loves her, and she has her title.
You got a good point. Still got Nia for the win, for the actual win.
Yeah. What you got, Kyle?
I think I'm going to take Nia in this one. You said Bayley's you've enjoyed seeing the title on Bayley. She ain't done nothing with it. She has literally done nothing with this title. And I don't blame her. I'm not blaming Bayley. I love Bayley. Love Bayley to death. But she has done absolutely nothing with this title. There is no sense in keeping it on her. So I think Nia wins on Saturday. I don't think we see Tiffy cash in, but I do think Tiffy does help Nia beat Bayley somehow, inadvertently or behind the ref's back, whatever. I think Tiffy's out there and helps Nia win. And we've already seen them plant the seeds for Tiffy turning on Nia and cashing in on Nia a couple weeks ago when Nia demolished Bayley, and she was like, and Nia's like, what are you doing? And Tiffy's like, oh, nothing. They've already teased that.
Hey,
I think we could see something like that again on Saturday.
Hey, guys, I have a question for you. I'm trying to remember the last time that there was a heel that had the case and they turned face by using the case. Can y'all remember? Because that's not normal. Usually, I mean, if you have a face that has the case, usually, they want to be honorable and cash in. Sometimes it hasn't worked out, but you put the heel with the case, they usually are, they knock them out.
Was it Alberto Del Rio? Was it him?
Well, see, that's been a while. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it was Alberto Del Rio. I remember the crowd was like cheering big time when he did it.
This could be more like a lot different than we've seen recently, which I like. And so it's definitely.
You know what? It was Alberto, because I remember when he did it. Like then he got rid of Ricardo. So yeah, I remember it was him.
I mean, I do like Derek's comment about Tiffy and Nia at Bad Blood. I think that's probably where you'll see Tiffy and Nia meet up. But I think WWE's got to be careful though, because if they draw this out and Tiffy just teases cash-ins on Nia or is sneaky behind Nia's back for weeks after week after week, I'm gonna get tired of it. Like, either crap or get off the pot. Do something. Like, don't just keep teasing it. So I think they can play it out a little bit, but they don't need to just depend on this to draw out the rest of the year.
Well, yeah, not forever. I'm just thinking that it needs to grow out a little bit, so you at least build. Kind of like the Otis turn on
right on Gable.
On Gable, right? They played it. Did they? You didn't know week by week. You didn't know when he was going to snap.
They almost went too long.
Yeah,
they did almost go too long. They did.
But it was like you didn't know week from week. He was going to snap at some point. He was going to snap. That's kind of why I think I see Tiffany's thing going every week. Just like you said, I think it'll be like she'll look at the case and she'll like it. Does she use it? And then she won't, because she wants to be, true to her friend. But at some point, wanting that title is gonna make her cross the line.
And in order for that to happen, for her to be, eyeing the briefcase, somebody's gonna have to be taking out Nia, right? So Nia's gonna have to be vulnerable. So who comes in to battle Nia that then Tiffy could have not a friendship with, but an alliance with down the road? So who comes in to combat? Who's Nia going to feud with that Tiffy's going to be involved in? You know what I mean? That's another question to answer.
Charlotte Flair.
Oh, Brandon, get out. Brandon.
you said,
wow.
Charlotte. How long has she been out? Has it been?
But like, she's
not long enough.
realistically, who else can? I mean, like, are they gonna do Piper and Chelsea like a team up? Like, but that's too much hill. That's gonna be too many hills in one setting. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's really nobody realistically because Raquel's out, and I mean, unless you bring Sonya and them over, and the whole group has to gang up, but they're hills too. So I mean, unless you bring. Unless Rhea finishes this and then comes over, but there's not many realistic people you can see knocking out Nia. So
Does that have to be realistic though? I mean, it's wrestling, Brendan.
well, I know, but we still
just bring somebody in
gotta
with a
believe.
chair.
We still
somebody
want to
in
believe
that's with a chair and just
we still want to believe in something other than Joe Hendry.
And that is why I was thinking about my story going, it happens at SummerSlam. And it sets up for Bad Blood.
Well, hold on. What if I got it? I figured it out, guys. I cracked the case. Sherlock Holmes over here.
Uh-oh.
So Tiffy,
you cracked the
Nia.
case. Oh, that's a good one. You cracked the case.
You see what I did there? Didn't even intend to.
I
No,
like
Bailey
that.
cracked the case.
Yeah, Bailey cracked
the case. Anyway, so here's what I think. So Tiffy's gonna help Nia win the championship at SummerSlam. Bailey's going to be pissed off about it. There's her feud. Then her and Tiffy have a feud, but Nia's still there as protection. So I think we still have Nia and Bailey going. I don't think the Nia-Bailey thing's over. So therefore, Bailey's the one that attacks Nia out of the shadows. And then we see the same thing just kind of reversed, where Bailey was the champion and down and out. And Tiffy's like, ooh, what do I need to do? Well, now Bailey's going to attack Nia. Nia's down and out. Then that's when Tiffy's going to be like, what do I need to do? So Bailey is the answer.
That could happen. That's a strong possibility.
So yeah, so I'm gonna pick Nia in this match, just like I'm gonna go along with the crowd here and pick Nia. Don't think Tiffany cashes in this week, and I don't want her to. I do think it's going to happen sooner than, because like Kyle said, you can't draw it out too long. There probably will be Bad Blood or somewhere around that. The only thing I was hoping with this one, but now they've since they've done the thing with Tiffy and Nia, you got to kind of do something with it. But I was hoping, because all the women's Money in the Banks have been cashed in either that night or the next, like within a month. That like the men sometimes hold on to it for a while. The women never do. So I was kind of hoping they would do that with Tiffany. But I don't think they're going to be able to. But it's not going to happen this Saturday. I do think it'll happen pretty soon, just because of the story they built. So,
all right. So Nia Jax all the way on that one. The other women's championship match. What a build on this one, guys. Liv Morgan defends against Rhea Ripley. Man, there's so many ways they could go with this one, guys. I mean, there's stories within stories within stories. And I'm going to go with a crazy theory. It may not happen. Man, I think Liv Morgan retains here. I think she keeps the title and gets her revenge. Now, I've got a couple ways I think this could go. My first thought is Dom decides he goes with Liv. That's one theory I've got. Now, the second theory is one I've kind of the clues they've been dropping. Finn Balor has been involved. I think either Finn or Dom help Liv win this match somehow, and I think this continues the fracture of the Judgment Day. Now, they've been trying to build and be unified, but I think something happens here in this match, and Liv is going to get it. So I'm not sure. I'm debating on whether it's Dom or Finn, but I think one of them gets involved in this match and helps Liv win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I like what Derek asked. I started to think Dom does it too, but I like the Finn theory too. But someone's gonna help Liv will win, and if it's not Dom, then I think eventually we get Dom, Damien, and Rhea against Liv, JD, and Finn. We get that 6-person mixed tag at Bad Blood. But if Dom does it, then we'll see where they go from there. But I do think Liv wins. But That's what.
Don't forget about Carlito. Don't forget Carlito, Brandon.
Yeah. His time's up. Rhea's already over him. She's like, what is he still doing here?
I don't know. It baffles me every week.
Yeah, and then his Apple got involved there, not in his match with Jey Uso. So, yeah, like Carlito, he's out of he's not really in the story. He's just kind of hanging around. He's the lost cousin.
Cool. He's trying to be cool, Brandon.
Yeah, he's trying to be cool, but his cool days are over. But I'll be interested to see, because I think Liv wins, and I feel like they're building up, once she's done with this Rhea feud. I feel like they're building up Sonya to eventually face Liv. That's why they brought her in and put her with a dominant group. I think eventually at one of the kind of throwaway pay-per-views leading up to Royal Rumble, we'll get Sonya against Liv once she's done with this. So.
You want to go, Kyle? You want me to go?
I got you, Swagger. I got you. All right. So coming into this, I was fully prepared to say Rhea Ripley. The more I think about this and listen to y'all talk, the more conflicted I am. I think this is the match I'm looking forward to the most. Not so much because of the action in ring. I mean, Liv and Rhea, it'll be a fine match, but I'm more interested in what happens after the match, or how does this match, or what takes place. So I think this is the match of the night I'm looking forward to the most, but because I don't know what's going to happen. There are so many options. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Back in the Vince era, you didn't have, it was predictability city. You knew exactly what was going to happen. You could map out the show before he mapped it out. And now you don't know what's going to happen. Like Brandon said, this whole card, all these picks I made tonight, I could see going the other way, and it would make sense. Like, it's not something that's just so out of left field. So as far as this match goes, I thought this whole time that they would bring Rhea back and Rhea would automatically win the championship back from Liv. But they are fracturing the Judgment Day. Judgment Day is going to break up at some point. It's inevitable. It's coming. Finn is the one that took the hotel key card a long time ago.
Hey,
Finn has been around.
Hey, also, Kyle, did you notice the other night when Finn and Dom were looking for Liv? Finn pointed Dom right that direction, and who was over there? It was Liv.
Well, but not only that.
Does Finn play his cards in this match, or is it the later match?
I'm gonna get to that.
I don't think Finn necessarily gets involved in this one. I think Dom, being the idiot he is, the moron that he is, he tries to help his mommy, and he screws up and ends up allowing Liv to win. Now, he
tried to help Becky and others along the way.
Exactly. He's going to mess it up inevitably, but what transpires after that is the thing that has me hooked. Like, how does Rhea react? How does Finn react? What happens with Damian? Like, this Judgment Day, forget Carlito and even JD McNuggets. You can forget him too. But the others in the group, I'm interested to see what happens with this group. But as far as Saturday goes, I think Liv wins and Dom inadvertently costs her the match. I don't think so to answer Derek's question, yes, Dirty Dom helps Liv win, but it's unintentional, and I don't think he turns on Rhea at that point. I don't think he turns at SummerSlam. Now, maybe down the road, but as far as SummerSlam goes for Saturday, give me Liv, because Dom is an idiot.
All right.
Swaggy, go, and then I got something I want to say after Swaggy.
Cal, I just want to ask you, when Dom came on a few years ago, who would have ever thought that he would be one of the main matches
I agree.
That we're talking about? Like, remember how it was so bad, and we were like, man, he's terrible. I'll get him off the TV. And now he's like in one of the biggest storylines of the whole.
He is the luckiest man in the world. Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan? Dom's winning, baby.
I definitely choose Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea Ripley. But all right. So Derek, you want my answer to your question? My answer to your question is gonna be no. And I'm gonna explain to you why it's a no. Dunn has been the pun in this whole storyline. He's been the target. He's the weak link.
This plan has been hatched from day one, from when Liv first came out and said she's in love with Dom, and et cetera, et cetera. This is a plan within the group. The biggest clue to this plan was the key card. That was the biggest. This is what you're going to see Saturday night. You're going to see a masked man, like the mask Cal have on, similar. You're going to see a Lucha Libre mask come out of the stands.
Yeah.
He's going to be the one that helped Liv win. So nobody's going to know who this mystery man is yet. So keep in mind, yet. So he's going to help her win. It's not going to be dumb. They're going to keep that mystery man's face still hidden. That mystery man will show up later on. But, of course, I got to give it away now because we all know who it's going to be. That mystery man is going to be Finn Balor. He's going to get a double whammy in the same night. But, yeah. So, there's your answer for part one of this equation. Finn Balor will be the mystery man, and he will help Liv Morgan win. And when he helped her win, when SummerSlam is over with, on Monday Night Raw, you will see the original whole plan from the start. So to answer your question, it's not going to be done. But Liv Morgan will win.
All right.
If Kyle was the mystery man, I'd lose it.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
To touch on what Kyle was saying about this whole, about how we're so intrigued with everything that happens, not just in the ring, but everything around it and what happens after the match, is, we used to trash WWE's long-term storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
What about the storytelling they've done, with the Bloodline and this? They've had two long-term stories that they have and they've both been fantastic, and they're still going, and they still have us. They could go so many different directions. It's like, because when I remember a couple years ago talking about both of these, like, oh, this ain't gonna last very long. This ain't very good. And
I agree.
The guy that started the Judgment Day went to another company, been a champion, got hurt, had to relinquish his title, and this thing's still going.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we kind of talked about, I think, that it gotten stale at one point.
It did.
And the Bloodline at one point. And they just came up with ways to kind of, I guess, bring it back to life, add a guy here, do something here. You've got the Liv thing here. You've got, Roman loses. And they've started new. I mean, they've done those two storylines. They've been impressive with those. I mean, I can't remember any time in the near future that they have done anything like that with the besides the Judgment Day and Bloodline with any other story.
It's like Booker T says every week on NXT. They're playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah, it's very impressive, I will say. And that's just what makes this card so intriguing. Like, I mean, you look up, we hadn't even got to the top two matches yet, and there's stories in these. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's actually top three matches because we got the special guest referee match we'll talk about next.
Oh my God.
I totally forgot about that match. This card is like, I don't think I've been this high for a SummerSlam in a long time.
No, it's not 10 hours long. It's probably going to be a good 3 to 4 hours. That's going to be intriguing. You don't know where it's going to go. I mean, you've got all these have great storylines. I mean, there's not one on this card that doesn't. Maybe Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker's the weakest, and they've been going at each other for a couple of months.
I think I'll take that back. I think Bayley Nia is the weakest.
Well, they've been kind of going back and forth for a while. She's been Queen Nia, and they knew she was going to have a shot. So,
but there's story in that Bayley Nia one on the outside. You know what I mean? Like the Braun and Sami stories inside the match, we'll see. And there's a possibility of interference in that one. But I think the Bayley Nia one, the story is what's going to happen after.
Yeah, but there is a story. Like, it's just crazy.
There is a story.
None of these matches on the card are just thrown together like we've seen in the past.
Yeah,
like, hey,
not
find two guys and go together.
and like another company does when they just throw stuff at the wall for shows.
Yeah, you're right about that.
WWE used to do the same thing, so this
Yeah.
has been a complete 180. Like this, they've had a heck of a year, and this will keep it going.
They
All
are
right.
definitely back in the driver's seat.
Let's move to this next match here, guys. Special guest referee match. When's the last time that it's been a while since there's been a special guest referee match. I mean, I can't remember the last one, honestly. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. I can't
so
really pinpoint that one either.
I like having this. It makes sense. Seth's been in the middle between both of these guys. None of them really like each other right now. And man, it's going to make for an interesting. They got so many ways they can go with this, especially with having Seth in the middle of it. It was already going to be good, just Punk versus McIntyre. But now you add Seth Rollins in the middle of this, and then they can turn it and have more matches down the line with this. I have no idea how this is going to go. This could go either way, honestly. I'm going to go with CM Punk. I just think that he's hasn't had a match in a while. I think he needs a win here more than Drew McIntyre. I think something happens where obviously the referee Rollins is going to be involved, but Rollins doesn't really like McIntyre right now either. I think he might not dislike McIntyre more than Punk. I don't know. There was something that was said in other night in the ring, and I can't remember what it was, but it was to the point Punk said something to Rollins about don't get in the way, or there was some kind of something said. I can't remember exactly what it was, and you guys may remember. I kind of had some too little distractions watching it with me, so I can't remember what it was.
I know he said I don't need your help and I don't want your help and something like, and then some more to it, but
something. And I just feel like that it's going to be CM Punk that takes this one. Again, I think this is going to continue between the three of them. I'm not sure where it goes or how it turns, but there's going to be some more matches between the three of these guys, and sign me up. I'm excited to see what Punk has in the ring. I know he's been injured, seems like more than he hasn't been. So I hope that he's such a great mouthpiece and great for the WWE. And it seems like, I don't know if you guys have gotten the same drift, but even when he comes out, he goes and he signed autograph. They're not going, like, I feel like he seems different this time around.
Yeah.
And I know that, people say, well, but he's been there a while, and it just seems like a different Punk. He seems to be, like, I guess, enjoying it, like really excited to be back. Not just there for AEW was to get money, and obviously that the backstage area totally out of control. I think the atmosphere there is more professional. I think there probably was some legit feud, blood between McIntyre and Rollins and some of these guys that didn't want him, which I've heard some stories about. But I think that his actions since he's been there, I feel like that if maybe that they've used some of those true, like, dislike
real life. Yeah.
They've turned it into this story. It's just blowing up. They've able to use it. And so I don't know if that's what they were going for when they brought back Punk without telling some of those guys until right before. That's what I heard. They brought him back even though they didn't want him, kind of last minute. But those guys know how to make money, and man, they've turned this into something. I mean, I could talk all day about it. I'll let you guys talk, but this is, I think for me, this is the intriguing match because I really think this could go either way. It could be Punk wins, McIntyre wins, Seth Rollins screws one of them or the other one, or he gets knocked out. There's another there's so many ways they could go. There's no way to predict this match for me, but I'm going to go with Punk.
Outside of the Royal Rumble, is this Punk's first match back in the WWE?
Yeah.
This is his first one-on-one. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's been back now since when he come back to Survivor Series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think in Chicago, yeah. And this is he was in the Royal Rumble and got hurt, and this is his first one-on-one match, and they've been building to this match. So I'm ready for it. I think Punk wins. I don't know how, but he will win. Love it to be clean. It won't, because there is the Seth factor who either gets knocked out or something will happen. But also Drew, his heel work not only on TV but on social media during this has been phenomenal. I mean, he posted a picture with him and Jack Perry the other day. Like,
oh my god!
but his tweets or his X post, whatever you want to call them, they have been. I mean, for the last year, have just been phenomenal. And especially when it comes to Punk, I mean, he has done a great job, building this, and he's been a great heel in this. He's it's been some of the best work of his career, and he's been a champion, and he's done a great job.
He made himself some money in this, Brandon.
Yeah, and CM Punk's done a great job not being active. They've told this story with CM Punk being hurt most of the time. Like, I mean, and they've built this for almost a year now. 7-8 months, and with a guy that hasn't been active, and it's just been I'm ready for it. We've been wanting this match, and we finally get it. He's just gonna sit back and enjoy it, and enjoy CM Punk back in a WWE ring against Drew McIntyre. I mean, it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. And I think CM Punk wins.
I think that this is a very intriguing match. I think that they had to add Seth into this because Seth had nothing else to do. I think Seth's original match at WrestleMania was with Punk until he got injured. So they had to throw Seth into the Roman and Cody thing. I think Seth didn't have anything to do at SummerSlam, so they involved him in it. Now, they tied it in a good way that made sense because of how Drew was acting and the veracity between both Punk and McIntyre. So it makes sense. I'm not a huge fan of it because it's going to be some type of tomfoolery. Like, for as much as much as Punk and McIntyre have wanted to put hands on each other, that needs to be the focus, which it will be. But also now Seth's going to be in that ring to take a lot of that focus off of them because Seth is a big star. Also, though, because this is Punk's first match, having Seth in there is also a positive because he can take pressure off of Punk. He can slow the match down. He can interfere. He can do certain things to take pressure.
Walk around the ring with his little goofy referee outfit.
Yeah, and he can get the crowd to sing for 10 minutes.
It's not going to be a normal referee outfit either. It's going
to be something. Yeah,
it's going to be something ridiculous. But I think this match will be a great match. I'm worried about Punk. Like I'm worried about Punk's health because it seems like every time he's gotten in the ring these past couple of years, he gets hurt. And so I'm worried for Punk because you're right, Bret. He does look like a different person. And I think it's because, well, you even hear reports coming out of WWE how people in NXT want his help. They go to him and ask him questions and try to soak up knowledge, where in AEW, I think he was willing to do that. But I think those people in AEW were, well, what do you know? You're an old man. Like this is our time now. Like your stuff's old. So whereas NXT wants, I think Punk, all he wanted to do was help. And when he felt like people in AEW maybe thought that they were too good for his advice or opinions, that's when his attitude started to sour. But yeah, you're right. He looks like a completely different person in this time around in WWE, and it's good to see. And I just hope that he stays healthy so we can continue to see him. But I gotta rebuff something that you said, Bret. You said that Punk needs this win. Punk's been winning this entire time. He's been screwing Drew over at every pay-per-view. So I mean, he has been getting the last laugh every single time.
I just think since it's his first match back, and
I understand.
Some of his fans that are watching now may have never seen him wrestle one-on-one. You may have some kids that have never seen CM Punk. I just think this is a new start for him. I think this is a good way to get him started. Now, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I just think
he can stay healthy and these kids can see him wrestle for a couple more years. But I think Drew, my pick on Saturday is Drew. I think Drew wins. Just because Punk has been screwing him over left and right. And I think this is a time where Seth may inadvertently help McIntyre, and this goes back to McIntyre, what he was frustrated with everybody beforehand, talking about he didn't need anybody's help. He didn't need anybody's help, and now Seth is going to help him win the title.
What about
Inadvertently, of course.
what about McIntyre having problems with all the officials, Kyle? And now, guess who the official is? It's Seth Rollins. So another official is going to screw him over. I think that's where it goes.
I mean, I can see that too. I just personally think that Drew's been messed with enough that it's his time to finally get the championship, and maybe, you know, at Berlin or something happens where then they screw him over again. But I think you can only play with a man for so long. You know what I mean? Like
I'm enjoying him getting screwed every week. It's great.
I mean, it's great, but it's also like, come on, man, y'all gotta throw this man a bone every once in a while. And like I've all said, his heel work has been phenomenal. And I think like the past year on social media has been his greatest year ever. I mean, he has been, and like you said, Brandon, that picture with Jack Perry, when I saw it the other day, I was like, surely this can't be real. Like this cannot be real. And it turns out it was real. And with the Cry River thing, and I mean, it's just taking shots at Punk and getting his bracelet with AJ and Larry's name on it. Like, McIntyre's doing phenomenal work. You got to give him a payoff. Like, you got to pay off his hard work for what he's done. So I think McIntyre wins on Saturday, and it's going to be an interesting match. I just hope Punk stays healthy. If Punk gets out of this match healthy, I call it a victory for all parties.
I think we're going to see some old school WWF type of situating. Do you guys remember the Bret Hart versus Undertaker Shawn Michaels referee match when he spit on him and he super kicked him and he had to count the 1, 2, 3? I think you're gonna see something similar to that, but you're gonna see a chair involved or some kind of weapon involved. Something gonna be involved. I think Punk is gonna do something to Seth, piss him off. He gonna inadvertently hit Drew, and he gonna be forced to count the 1, 2, 3 because he got to be unbiased. So I'm going with Punk on this one and controversy.
All right. This is going to be, I don't know how it's going to go, but it's going to be interesting. We kind of been on repeat this whole card, but I mean, these matches are just, you go either way. Next match, World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest versus Gunther. I don't know. Priest just got the belt, I feel like, yesterday, but I think it's Gunther's time. I think Gunther gets it. I think there's some kind of shenanigans going on. And speaking of shenanigans, guys, did y'all hear that? What was it? There's something going on? I heard something.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the message you got over there.
No, I'm looking at.
Oh. Somebody's entering the room.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Oh, there he is. Hey, Mr. Debate Champion, what's up?
It's the professor. He's decided to join us. So.
Debate champion and now owner of a new car. So that's
I see you.
Is that
I got
for
pushed
you?
aside to sign end of month paperwork.
Oh, was that for your car or for someone else in your household there?
The Diggs family car. We have a new car.
Okay. hope you have better luck than I've had with cars lately.
You
man,
you have a lot of bad luck. We're just glad that you're okay.
Yeah, no, it's been a rough last 6 months here in the Sweeney household. Couple of injured ankles and a couple of messed up cars. Get a new car, then we get rear-ended again. So,
man,
my car is finally fixed. It's been in the shop for 3 months. So, but welcome, Matt. Glad you could sneak in and join us. Jereme ran as he heard you were coming in the room. I'm waiting for that barbed wire lit on fire table match here soon, hopefully.
Now, I have, I'm just getting acclimated to the show, but I didn't realize we have Excalibur on the show here tonight. So I'm very pleased that y'all have upgraded our help here. I know you upgraded us with Swaggy, and now you upgraded us with Excalibur. We're professional.
So,
Hey, you give me a second. I'll read down some sponsors in next week's card in about 5 seconds.
Okay.
Dude, you do look like Excalibur, man.
All right.
That's good.
so,
You do though.
so Matt, we're about 2 matches from the end. We're gonna let you kind of give your little thoughts about the matches we've already gone through. We can kind of give you our kind of cliff notes after you kind of go over the matches, what you think. First match we went over was Sami Zayn, Braun Baker, Intercontinental Championship. What do you think?
And new. There's no way Sammy's keeping it. It's the Braun Breaker era. I mean, even just watching them in the ring, it's not believable that Sammy wins that match. Just even the last one he won. I don't even think it's believable that he beat Gunther, and yet we have this the underdog from the underground. It's Braun's time. I'm taking Braun.
Okay, we all agreed with you there. We all went with Braun as well. So
We did.
next match, United States Championship, Logan Paul versus L.A. Knight. Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, Logan's had it too long. I'm going with LA Knight to start a new era. He deserves a championship, and it's LA Knight's time.
You can tell who Dirt Cheat went with there. He's sporting the
He
prime.
got
He was our lone Logan Paul picker there.
Oh man.
Next up, we got the WWE Women's Championship match, Bayley versus Nia Jax.
I don't know that Nia Jax will end with the belt, but I think she will beat Bayley. We may see a cash in as well, but I don't think Bayley leaves SummerSlam with the belt. So Nia Jax with extra credit for a potential Tiffany cash in. Seems like cashing in happens. It didn't 2 years ago. We had a cash in or something at SummerSlam as well.
Yeah.
So,
Diggs agree with me. Oh wow.
Y'all can't agree.
Oh,
on
wow.
Wrong.
One of the most intriguing matches, we kind of talked about it with all kinds of ways it could go. Liv Morgan defends her Women's World Championship versus Rhea Ripley. Matt, give us your pick and then kind of what you think may happen, because we've got lots of theories here.
y'all got lots of theories. I probably got the more mainstream one. Dom is going to turn on Rhea and allow Liv to win. So that's what I think is going to happen. Dom is just too heelish, and you can almost see them trying to already do Judgment Day, a little bit of a face turn with Finn versus Gunther to end up on Raw. So I think we're going to see the rest of the Judgment Day finish their face turn, because Dom is going to be out and be very much hated after he turns on mommy.
So no, we kind of thought that maybe there's a Finn conspiracy possibly there, with the hotel key, some other hints they've dropped over the last few weeks and months. So that was we had 2 theories, actually 3, because Kyle thinks, was it Kyle? Is it your theory that you thought it was Dom just tried to help, was going to try to help, but he's so bad.
He's
at
an
helping.
idiot. He's a moron. So he's gonna accidentally help Liv instead of Rhea. I didn't, Diggs brought up a good point though. I didn't even think about Dom being the one that's shunned from Judgment Day. I figured it would be, another Edge situation where they all powerbomb Damian Priest and kick him out of Judgment Day. But I didn't even think that Dom. That's a good point. Dom could be the one that's kicked out.
Get replaced with your favorite wrestler, Carlito.
He's not cool. He's lukewarm.
Oh man! All right. So next up, match we just got through talking about a few minutes ago, but CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with the special guest referee of Seth freaking Rollins.
I bet we have a 50-50 pick on this. I mean, I can argue it both ways in my head. I think you got to give it to Drew. He needs something. And I think you got to punish. I don't think you got to punish CM Punk, but I think CM Punk needs to show the WWE he's willing to lose and lose for business. So I think Drew McIntyre is going to win. But I think it'll be probably a brutal match we'll be talking about for a while. I expect that to be a very, very good match.
I feel a lot better about my pick now.
Yeah,
Thank
see,
you, dude.
Kyle was the lone Drew McIntyre pick before that. So
I
it's-
forgot Kyle picked Drew. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now we're up to the next match. We've got World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest versus Gunther. I just made my pick. I'm going with Gunther. They're really pushing Gunther. I think it's his time. I kind of thought maybe there might be some shenanigans with if Finn does have some shenanigans earlier in the match. Maybe he and Damian haven't always been on the same page. As he come out and cost Priest the title? Maybe, I don't know, but I think either way, I think Gunther is going to take this. I think Damian's going to have his own kind of inner Judgment Day thing going with his story. So I think Gunther is going to take the championship win.
Yeah, I think Gunther's going to win too. Because I mean, like we said earlier, there's the storyline part in the Rhea match, but it could play. Finn and them could do something in this match to cost Damian either purposely or inadvertently, or Dom, Damian, JD, somebody, Carlito, somebody could cost Damian here, or Gunther could just win clean. But I think this is Gunther's time. We're going to get a Gunther championship reign, and he will hold it all the way to WrestleMania and defend against whoever. But probably the Royal Rumble winner, because we figure, Cody will be going against like a Rock or somebody or something. So. But I think we get from King Gunther to Champ Gunther, and the ring general is now the ring champion, and gets his first big title and holds it for at least a while. So
Yeah, I think that the moment they took the title off of Gunther, the IC title, that his next championship was a world championship, and it was just a matter of time. And once he gets that title, you better enjoy it, because it ain't coming off of him for a while. I mean, it's Gunther. Matt talked earlier about believable being in the ring with Sammy and Braun. Gunther is a believable champion. Like he is believable, where you think this dude can dominate anybody that he gets in the ring with. So I think Gunther wins. Something's going on with Damian Priest and Judgment Day. That storyline has more layers to it. So I think he put the title on Gunther, and he holds it for as long as he wants.
Okay, so part 2 of earlier's match. So y'all remember I said it's going to be a mystery masked man. So once again, this masked man will show up again later on in the same night. Gunther will win the championship, but this was going to get y'all. Be ready for this. He's going to win. That masked man is not going to reveal himself, but on Monday Night Raw, the following night, not the following night, I keep thinking Sunday night, Monday night, you're going to see the new Imperial. Gunther, Finn Balor, Liv Morgan, JD Madonna. That's my pick.
Whoa. I like the storyline there, Swaggy. Professor, are you buying what Swaggy's selling?
Swaggy's creative. Okay, Mr. Ned Essen. I know you see some comments over there, and 3 from the top. We have my pick over there, so go ahead and put that up there. Let's go ahead and
okay.
There you go. The maker of this there's a little bit of backstory. The maker of this comment, Billy, I'm going to be watching SummerSlam with him. We called him Producer Billy. He was the first ever producer of the first ever high school football podcast 25 years ago now, it feels like. So Producer Billy and Mr. Ned Essen meet each other. Y'all are the same kind of headphone wearing excellent producer folks. But Billy,
don't forget about my man Excalibur up there. He puts on the headset every once in a while.
Yeah, but I got some words for him, but we gotta do some wrestling stuff for him.
Wow.
It's actually love. I mean, you helped me prep for my my 10-6A preview with your great interview with John King and Bow, whatever his name is. You didn't know it. I don't know it. So
Bo Trahan.
Bo Trahan. There you go. So I thank you for that. You had some good stuff, and Coach King gave names, and I need names. Bo didn't give names. Like I don't
That's
know
because-
anything about
you know
Tyler
what?
Legacy
That's
after
because
watching
those
that
are
interview.
those are East Texas teams, Matt. Even though you rank them in your DFW poll. Thank you.
Well, but still, Bo doesn't even know a player on his own team. At least John King will drop some names on us every now and then. So thank you, Kyle. But I think Billy resides in my head. I think we need a Gunther clean win. I don't think we need storyline. So I'm going to disagree with Swaggy. I don't think we're going to have storyline here. I think we're going to establish Gunther as our new champion with a dominant clean win. So give me Gunther and a Gunther title change sweep from our crew.
Yeah. All right. Gunther all the way. Not surprising though. I think this is the match if I was to, I guess, maybe put money on that I thought was going to go one way. I think this would probably be the one. It's like maybe the top
Come in.
one, too. But this one that's for sure. Like there could be. I mean, obviously I'm going with Cody Rhodes,
I
and
gotta get a new one.
I think that's probably legit. But with all that bloodline chanting, you could see them doing something weird with that crazily. I don't think it's going to
Be you
happen.
right back, guys. Right back. Right back.
But man, this match, I think someone shows up and helps even the odds here.
Oh man, need my phone.
In his he's bringing all his with him, and so it's going to be interesting to see who shows up. But I don't know if it's Roman Reigns yet, guys. I want it to be Roman, but I think it Jimmy first. I mean, he's been gone a while. I don't know. But I think obviously Cody Rhodes wins. But this match has got lots of storylines and ways it could go. People that can show up. I mean, they're signing Samoans left and right. There's what's the new one they signed? Tall Tonga. I think yeah. So you've got. I don't know. I hope somebody shows up. I'm sign me up. I'm gonna be glued to the screen on this one. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
What are you looking for?
When Roman disappeared, we got worried because it kind of for about a month the bloodline storyline fell off, and then it took back off, and it's these last few weeks it's skyrocketed back to the top, and some of it Solo's done a good job, but Jacob Fatu, and then the two Tongaloa and Tamatonga, they botch a lot of stuff, and they're kind of goofy, but as a whole they've worked, and what they did to Heyman, and leaving beating up Randy and Kevin, and leaving Uncle Kevin as Kyle would call him, and then leaving. Every week they leave Cody laying on the ground. So, but Cody will win this match, and and Bret, you touched on it. We're going to see somebody. I've seen some say it could be The Rock because The Rock finished his duties. I think we get our tribal chief back on Saturday night. I think we get our tribal chief, and it's going to be the loudest pop it may be the loudest pop ever. If he doesn't come back this week, whenever he does come back, that pop's going to be insane. But I'm going to say we get our tribal chief back on Saturday night, and Cody Rhodes will retain, and we'll start setting up stuff for.
Does he come by himself, and that's Brendan, or does he bring the troops with him?
We'll see. It may just be him this week, and then we get the build up. Because do a little bit of Bad Blood, do a little bit of War Games, and keep building up.
Jay's technically on Raw, so like, how's that work? Is now he gets to move over to SmackDown to help him, and we got the hard split with the rosters.
Yeah, well, like we could, we'll figure that out. With we just need them at War Games, so we'll get there eventually. But right now bring Roman back, and then like Swaggy said, we may get Jimmy back Friday night. So, Jimmy's coming back soon too. So we'll get Jimmy back soon. But I think when Roman comes by himself. I mean, people may eventually run out, but we got to get Roman. We got to get a couple Superman punches and spears and get that lay around his neck and remind everybody who the head of the table is.
Roman's coming back Saturday. I have no doubt about that. You're talking about things you put a bet on. I would put any amount of money on Roman coming back Saturday. But my only question is, when does he come back? Does he come back during the match, or does he wait till after the match? And that's my only question, because this is a championship match, right? So they're not going to put the title on Solo. So Solo is not winning the championship. So Cody's going to have to win the match. So does Cody win because Roman interferes? Does Cody win because of something else? Or does Roman just wait till the match is over? But then if he comes out after the match is over, what are you really coming out for when Cody's celebrating? You know, like I don't really know.
Can Cody win the match because he's going to be going 4-on-1? I mean, all his friends are gone.
Yeah, see, so maybe Roman comes out, doesn't interfere technically in the match. You know, maybe Cody and Solo are going at it, and one of the the other bloodlines are trying to do something, and Roman comes out and spears all them. Cody takes care of business in the ring, wins, has his little celebration, gets out, and then Roman comes and.
So Roman helps Cody.
Yeah. No,
Well,
I don't think he helped. Not technically, he helped Cody.
I mean, I get he didn't technically help him, but if he spears everybody else around the side that's trying to get Cody, he does help Cody.
And we might not even see any altercation with him and Solo that night. You know, maybe Solo's already down, and he comes in and just stands over him with the lay on or something. And
I don't think we see Roman get physical at all. I think Roman just comes out we hear that music hit, and he comes out onto the stage and just kind of stands there with Paul Heyman, of course. And I am with y'all. I think Jimmy comes back Friday. I think we get a double dip in Cleveland. I think Jimmy returns Friday night, and then we get Roman and Paul Heyman coming back Saturday night. And there's 3 of your blood.
Who helps Cody, Kyle? You know they're going to be involved in the match. Somebody's got to come out. So do we think we see Randy, Kevin,
that's what I'm saying.
Those guys yet, or?
I think maybe they get this. I think Cody maybe wins by disqualification. Maybe they have a DQ. I mean, I don't think there is nobody to help Cody. That Bloodline's demolished everybody. So there is nobody to help Cody unless Jimmy comes out Saturday. Unless Jimmy comes out with
Sammy,
Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy all come out to help. Then there you go.
Maybe Solo wins by DQ.
Yeah, I remember this.
Because then he can't win the title can't change hands by disqualification.
Right, no, exactly. So. The title is not changing. Cody's leaving with the title, but I'm gonna say Cody wins too. But Cody's leaving with the title.
Yeah, my pick's Cody, by the way.
Too.
I don't know. Well, I go next because I gotta be on my show in a little bit. I'm definitely gonna go with Cody here. I'm definitely gonna pick Cody to retain the championship. But this is where the controversy comes in at. There will be a mauling after he wins. And there will be a mauling, believe me, because the bloodline has a lot of people. You're gonna hear one music hit. It's gonna be Jimmy. No, yeah, it's gonna be Jay first. You're gonna hear Jay. It's gonna be first. You're gonna hear Jimmy's music. You're gonna hear a voice say, "Ladies and gentlemen," out of nowhere. He gonna say his introduction, and you're gonna hear that Roman Reigns music hit, and they're gonna go crazy in that arena. And that's why I think it's gonna end. It's gonna end with, like somebody said a while ago, Roman is gonna be standing on the stage with the original tribal chief thing on, letting Solo know, I'm still him. That's how I think it's gonna go off.
I like Billy's comment here, guys, and Samoan. I'm assuming he's talking about who we were just talking about. The Tonga, was it Talatonga? Whatever his name is.
Yeah, I think they're it's like Hikaleo, but I think they're calling him Taller Tonga or something.
Taller Tonga, yeah. That's creative. Taller Tonga, taller than the other one. I do like that. We hadn't mentioned that, but that would be another person that could come out. All right, think about this. How
I got 3 comments in one comment. First of all, I want to acknowledge our Swaggy. I know he's got to leave soon to go represent the dub, but Swaggy's got a creative mind. Every time we're on here, Swaggy has great ideas. I think he does creative better than WWE creative does sometimes. But one thing, Swaggy, and I was going to say something to you about 4:00 in the morning last night because I saw your post on Facebook saying, I believe in Joe Hendry as you're going to bed. So I actually went to go watch the segment, and that was crap. Like, what do you see in Joe Hendry that is like, he's like a bootleg Rock? You were talking about bootleg people. He's not even good at it. I mean, what do you see in this Joe Hendry that you believe in? Like, he's a TNA star. Like,
Go away. Go. You can't dog on Joe Hendry.
Hey, dig.
That is blasphemous.
It ain't the wrestler for me. It's just the prop, dude. Like,
It's the gimmick.
it's just the way it just come out of nowhere. I'll be like what the, like it just caught me by a storm. Like I told the guys earlier, dude, I'm at work out of nowhere. I believe in Joe Hendry and start clapping. They look at me like, what the hell is he over there doing? Like, it's just a prop. Like, it just, I can't get it out of my mind. Someone said on the internet, I read on a comment on the internet, someone said, dude, I swear, like, I just said it like 8 times today. Like, it's just catching. So I can't stop. I can't get it out of my head.
It must be like Alonso's COVID from last night because I got to put a face mask on because I ain't catching that right now.
Fun.
Don't do that. And my other problem, which is more on the related to the thing, was Dirt Sheet Brandon up here selling us how much better this angle has gotten. As Billy said, this angle is horrible. You can have everybody in this new bootleg bloodline beat everybody up. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Solo is still the guy who's getting punked out before WrestleMania every week. I just don't get this version, and all 3 of them are being pushed to the moon. I'm not buying it. It's not believable. I know we're going to get a 40-minute story production like we did at WrestleMania. So many different ways you can go. I like what Swaggy was saying with all the different music hitting, just like we did with that. I think we're going to have some element of that. I think we're going to be entertained by it, but Cody's going to win this match. Solo is not a legitimate champion. And even if The Rock came out or something and did a screw job and somehow managed to have Solo win, I think we'd all be revolting because Solo is not going to carry this SmackDown brand by himself. So I don't know what you're watching, Brandon, that you think this is entertaining, this Bloodline 2.0. I'm entertained by a lot of stuff on SmackDown, but it isn't this thing.
But I don't think you were listening to me then, because I said I'm entertained by, like, it's gotten better, and I said a lot of it's because of Jacob Fatu. You're not entertained by Jacob Fatu?
No,
I am.
None of it. None of
Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah, we're just different. We're entertained by different things.
Fatu?
Like, yeah, Jacob Fatu is awesome. I mean,
I am.
I think, yeah, like that. We're just, I mean, that's fine. We got different. I mean, that's the fun part about wrestling. We got like different things, but I've definitely like I don't like. I'm not Solo. Him doing it himself was not working. But since they brought in Fatu, it's really helped a lot. And the way they've ended SmackDown the last several weeks has been good. So, I mean, they've got us to SummerSlam this way, like.
You like those little 60-second videos at the end where he's sitting here like this saying, "Oh."
I'm talking about the laying out. You know, they lay out someone different every week. And like in May, you're getting Solo and Cody at some time. Like, I don't care. I at least care. We care about the match. You not care about the Saturday night?
If Roman Reigns wants to do something about it, have him out. Like, what the? I'm talking about the stuff. It's bad, Brandon. It's bad. Nobody believes it. These characters would not main event an ROH pay-per-view as it is. I mean, it's not good.
You're not interested in the match Saturday night.
No.
Well, then, I mean, we're going to agree. We're going to agree to disagree.
Build to Rock versus Roman coming up with these as your part-time characters, but isn't it disrespectful as much as Jimmy and Jay have given to this industry that these guys are being highlighted way more than that? We have Jay Uso, who was super over at Backlash, is now basically just wrestling builder matches over there on Raw right now.
I agree with 100% on that, Dig. I was thinking that. I'm thinking that myself. I was like, why is Jay not?
To the bloodline?
Yeah, I was like, why is he not on a SummerSlam card? I was thinking the same thing.
They're getting him ready for that. What Kyle's saying,
they're getting him ready for the bloodline story. That there's no sense in getting him involved in something right now that there's not going to be a real payoff to when they're about to. Roman's about to come back. We're getting this bootleg bloodline, as Billy says, producer Billy says, the bootleg bloodline is going to get taken over by the real the OG bloodline.
Yeah, like that's the story. Like we know they're a bootleg bloodline, but they've kept us intrigued. I mean, like
I'll admit, like I agree and disagree with Brandon. Like I agree, they had to do something. Solo couldn't have kept this going by himself. Exactly. They had to do something. Tonga Loa though is absolute crop. He needs to just go. He is garbage. But
I agree.
When Tama Tonga came in, I enjoyed Tama Tonga because he was deranged. He was out of control. I was like, okay, I can get behind him. I like this. And so he was a good heavy for Solo. And then they brought in Tonga Loa. Absolute crop. Can't deal with it. But then when Fatu came in, okay, now we got two legit, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, two legit wrestlers that can be with Solo. Okay, I'm kind of intrigued. But where I disagree is I'm sick and tired of seeing the same crap how it ends on SmackDown every Friday night. First it's Randy or it's Heyman through the table. Then it's Randy through the table. Then it's KO through the table. Like, we get it. You can powerbomb people through tables. That's awesome. But I got personally tired of seeing that.
I get that, but it's at least it's giving us a reason to watch this match. We're like, in May, if you told me we're getting Solo and Cody, we're like, who cares? Like, that's going to be nothing. But like, they've at least built to this match. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not excited for the match. I'm excited for Roman coming back because I know this match is a catalyst to get Roman back.
In May, you wouldn't even cared about, like, we wanted Roman to come back, but you wouldn't even cared about him with the Solo and the bloodline aspect. They've at least made you care about that part more.
They have.
We want to keep Roman more now because of how they've done it.
Right, and Roman is a babyface now. Roman's babyface without even being here. I love that comment. Yeah, Jay is a little busy.
Yeah, Rikishi hasn't been happy with that.
Why start laughing? That's why I start laughing.
Comment of the night.
Oh man. But
before I gotta get out of here, I got one question to ask all you guys real quick. About a Raw storyline. When does Xavier Woods make that turn? Can we see it coming?
You can't break up New Day.
You got
the
to.
New Day thing is like John Cena. It's like
I've been waiting for so long. But I always wanted the WrestleMania triple threat, and we'll never get that because Big E can't wrestle no more. So
why? I mean,
it has to happen.
He keep beating him up. Why would he want to join him? I don't know.
That's usually when they do it. You know what? I can do you one better because it's not going to be him. It's going to be a return. It's going to be returning Kofi Kingston. It's going to be returning Kofi. He going to return from injury, and they going to think he's helping Xavier. He going to beat down Xavier. Watch.
Nah, I'd rather see Xavier turn on Kofi.
No. I don't see. That's the whole point.
I don't know if I believe Kofi is a heel. I'd believe Xavier's a heel.
I can see it.
I've got a challenge for you. By the way, dub salute for you, Swaggy. Go represent us on the big
I got
show.
you.
But Brandon,
I got you, debate champion.
How many people do you think? I'm saying this legitimately. If you put all four Samoan bootleg bloodline and the names next to them could accurately pick this character with this name right now, what percent of the wrestling fans do you think could do that? If it's not 100, that's how ridiculous this thing is. It's
not many.
They'll definitely get the two. They'll definitely get Solo and Fatu. They're going to mix up the two Tongas.
The snooze days.
By luck or something. That's how bad it is. I mean, this is your SummerSlam main event. If we put MJF and Will Ospreay and we're going AEW stars, you know who these people are. We don't know who these bootleg bloodline people are other than Solo, and Solo's not even that believable. That's how bad this main event angle is.
I agree, because when they first popped on the scene, everybody was all excited. I was like, who are these dudes?
Well, when the when the real tribal
you're missing the point, though.
when the real
You're
tribal
missing the
chief
point.
returns, The Rock, who's pulling all the strings, then it will make it a little more interesting.
This main event is not about Cody and Solo. This has nothing to do. They're just in the main event as a catalyst for
I agree.
Roman. This has
Well, we're gonna have to
nothing to
sit
do
through
with Cody and
25
Solo.
minutes of that. Guarantee you that's going to go at least 25 minutes.
Well, and you won't be entertained, but me and Brandon will be having a ball. We'll be enjoying.
Well,
it.
guys, I got to get up out of here. I got to do double duty.
All right, Swaggy.
I got to do double duty in 9 minutes.
See you, Swaggy. It's been fun.
I appreciate you guys.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Swaggy.
But I'm just again, Brandon. I'm just shocked that you spoke this up. You elevated them. It's like, oh, we're back. Bloodline storyline is back. No, it's not. We're just sitting here having to endure that.
I said it dipped so and we were worried it hasn't it dipped at first, and we hey, there's no way they're gonna be able to keep this going without Roman. All I said is they've kept it going. They've somehow kept this going. I didn't say it was the greatest thing on TV. I just said they got enough out of it that we didn't think in May was going to happen. And I mean, they've got us to SummerSlam and got us to a main event.
They've turned Roman face without him even doing anything at all on TV.
That is genius.
We were always excited about him coming back, but we're even more excited now. It's going to be. I mean, we always heard the "We Want Roman" chants by the crowd, but now this is going to be when he comes back, and I don't think they built to that, and whether you enjoyed it or not, they did it.
I didn't love it. I didn't love it, but it wasn't get off my TV.
Right, and the same thing. I didn't say I technically enjoyed it either. I just said I was impressed with the way. And I agree with what Billy said too, but I thought they got a little creative with it because it looked like it was going to tank in May, and now we're in August, and somehow they've kept it going and built something out of it. That's all I'm saying.
Here's an admission for Money in the Bank. I fast forwarded through that main event match. That 6-man match was get me to the end to see what the storyline was, because those wrestlers on the other side are not believable. It's I knew they were going to win that match over, because they had to do it for the storyline, but it's just not believable, which is why it's being forced down our throats. And all I care about is the storyline. I hope that match goes 4 minutes and then give us 25 minutes of storyline, as opposed to giving us 25 minutes of the wrestling, because I don't care about the wrestling.
Something we talked about, Matt, before you came on is how this card, remember about a year ago when we were talking and WWE storylines were terrible, and that you get to a pay-per-view, you're like, why are these guys fighting? Every single match on this card has a story tied to it, and they've been well written. That's one of the things that we have have talked about throughout this evening, is every single one of them has a good story. Whether or not you're excited about the match, like you said, that you don't care about that match, but you still care about the storyline, and so that at least it's gonna make, hey, I want to just that's a way to get somebody to watch, even if they don't care about the match. Like, you've got Sammy and Braun, they've been tearing at each other with Dragunov for weeks and months. We thought Sammy was going to lose last time. He didn't. Will he win again? Will he pull off the upset or do the underdog? You got Logan Paul and LA Knight have been at each other's throats for months. Nia Jax has been terrorizing Bayley ever since she became Queen of the Ring. You have Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. They've been that storyline months and months back. You've got CM Punk and Drew. These stories, even Damian Priest and Gunther, they've done a good job with that one. All these matches have good stories, and that's what I'm excited about, because we would go back and pick the matches, and every single one of us almost would pick the same thing. Now, not only can the matches be different, but the way they come about, the winner can be different, and that's what I think is the most entertaining thing about this card over some we've had in the past, especially with WWE, is there's so many ways it can go. If you can pick match winners and they can go one way or the other, or you can even pick, well, they're going to win because of this. No, they're going to win because of this. There's so many ways they can do it, and that's what I think makes this more intriguing than a lot of the other shows that, in the near future. I hope WWE keeps doing this. Triple H has done a great job with it so far, and it's just like 180 completely.
Yeah, I completely agree. The storylines have picked up, but again, Bootleg Bloodline is not one of my favorite. And I actually take a little bit of umbrage of what you said. I don't think they built up Damian and Gunther well at all. I mean, is Damian a heel? Is he a face? I mean, now they're trying to build him up as the street thug underdog, but he's a heel.
I know, but we don't know. Like, how is it going to turn out? Is his group going to come out and help him? They've got some things going on. Is someone going to interfere? You got Gunther still got his Imperium guy, buddy. Kaiser, is he going to come out and get involved and show up all of a sudden? Does he turn on? I mean, there's lots of things that can happen. Even Swaggy with his little, Finn Balor joins him and joins Imperium. I mean, they could.
Is Damian a heel though? I mean, I look at how he's been presented. I know the groups they are a heel group, yes, but is Damian an actual heel? Because he doesn't come out and do the all rise. He doesn't do any of that anymore. He doesn't want interference in his matches as a typical. He doesn't cheat to win his matches. Like, he's not doing heel tendencies. So is he technically a heel? Like, I understand he's part of a heel group, but even Rhea Ripley, like, she's getting cheered.
The only reason Judgment Day is the heel group is because of Dominic Mysterio. I mean,
That's
Dom.
fair. That's fair.
I mean, Dirty Dom is the reason, and we said that too,
like,
Matt.
Will Damian be in the group after this week? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I don't really consider Damian a heel. I like in this match, Gunther's the heel, and Damian's the babyface. But he's with a heel group, which is going to probably try and interfere. Right? Exactly. So I don't know.
I think top to bottom,
we're only one pay-per-view away from him being a heel against Seth. So
yeah. Top to bottom, this is one of the most cards for me. It's not 8 hours long, a good amount of matches. So, I mean, SummerSlam is always longer. This will be, I guess, it's the last one-day SummerSlam, guys. They're going to 2 days next year.
Is that next year or in 2 years?
I think so, 25. I think it's in Minnesota. They've already announced that.
I knew it was the Minnesota one. I just can't remember.
So that's when we'll get those other matches that Kyle was talking about earlier, those tag women's matches and the ones that he wanted on the show. Oh man. Well, Matt, you weren't here before. Is there anything else in wrestling going on that you want to mention before we kind of close it out tonight?
I mean, I'm enjoying AEW right now. I'm excited about all the storylines. We're about to get All In Wembley there, and we're talking about WWE is back in many ways, and I'm definitely enjoying that. And I'm enjoying seeing some of the stories that could be, is it going to be The Rock coming out? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? Wrestling is fun again on Always. I just finished watching ROH pay-per-view. ROH is like our NXT, as far as it is what it is. But I've really actually enjoyed.
Diggs, did you watch the whole RH pay-per-view?
Yeah.
So I turned it in and out a few times, and then I watched the Briscoe Roger Strong match. So I was just okay. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to know.
And I've really enjoyed just the visuals of the esports center in Arlington. They got a huge screen out there. I've enjoyed that, and I hope that continues to be a tradition. Like, kind of winter is coming has always been in Garland the last few years. I hope we get the summer series in Arlington for the next few years because it's fun to watch. I haven't got out to any of the shows yet, but I've wanted to, and I've just enjoyed the presentation. I still haven't finished Collision up yet, so I'm a little behind on AEW. But
had you seen NXT, Matt?
I just watched the clip of the Joe Hendry thing to see what everybody was talking about there, and I was not impressed with that.
This is you believe in Joe Hendry, right?
I don't even like the song.
Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland, and Canada, and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry.
And then cut to him close up.
Well, I swerve when I drive. Well, I swerve.
They're both bangers.
Oh man, that's fun. Anyway, I guess that's
Diggs. While you were talking about AEW and Esports Arena, how did you feel about how they brought Sammy Guevara back?
I guess I haven't seen. Is he hologram or is that what you're?
No. So they haven't even showed it yet. So do you watch ROH like the show or just the pay-per-views?
Just pay-per-view.
Okay, they brought him back on the RH show
Oh,
to help Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, interesting.
That's a downgrade.
Yeah, like he's been gone for how long, and that's how you bring him back.
On that note, I'm gonna predict the Tribal Chief returns Saturday, and I'm excited about it. So let's
I'm throwing my ones up for the Tribal Chief.
All right.
Diggs, I'm glad
For
you
our
came.
man Swaggy Wit, the Big Goose, Kyle Owens, Dirt Sheet Brandon, and Professor Matt Diggs, I'm Bret Swinney. Thanks for tuning in to Off the Ropes. We'll catch you next time right here on the Disrespect Sports Network and NetSN. Good night, everybody.
Take care, guys.